workshop or masterclass environment. Let's talk about some actionable steps that we can take that are not only going to make this a safer, more inclusive space for the singers, but also a more successful space in the long run. The good news is it's a lot of the same principles that we're trying to prioritize in the voice studio itself. Principles like autonomy. Ask the students what they want help with. Ask them with plenty of time in advance. Not just like right after they sing before you start working with them, but before the workshop even begins as a part of your intro. I always say the way I like to work is the way you like to work. I'm going to ask you what it is you want most from working on this piece with me. That way you're not working on, I don't know, making the piece beltier if they themselves do not want it beltier and aren't comfortable with making those kinds of sound. Yes, you as the teacher or clinician have a lot of industry know-how. You may be the expert in the room in regards to how the voice works and what the industry likes and all of those kinds of things, but they are the expert on their instrument and their wants and their needs and the way they want to tell stories. I do always offer, and if you want me to decide, I will. I just need you to let me know that. That way they still made the choice to give the reins over to you. Another principle we're gonna wanna apply in these kinds of environments is motor learning theory. I've got loads of videos on motor learning, so if you wanna learn more about that, go check out my page. But one of the things I often see in a workshop or masterclass setting that goes against motor learning theory is side coaching, yelling at the students or even speaking to them passionately while they're performing. We have plenty of evidence to show that that's not going to work when you're introducing a brand new skill. Introducing brand new skills puts the learner into the first stage of motor learning. Side coaching can be successful, but only when we're in stage 3 of motor learning. It may appear successful in the moment because you will have elicited some kind of change. Anyone would change their behavior if they're being yelled at, but they're not going to be able to remember what they did or how they did it because you put their nervous system into a state of fight or flight. Instead, wait until the task is complete to offer your feedback. Better yet, ask them for their feedback before you give your feedback. Lastly, I know this seems so simple, but if a cue or directive you've been giving a student for a few attempts here isn't working, do not blame it on them and just try a different cue. It is our job as teachers to have cues like 10 layers deep because we know that the first 3, while oftentimes effective, doesn't work for every single person we get to work with. Can you tell I feel passionately about this? Bonus tip, let's go in with the mantra. Instead of trying to convince the students that I am brilliant, I'm going to focus on helping them be brilliant. It's about them and their education.